So this is something new I'm trying. I'm going to pull a random DVD off my shelf, talk about why I like it, and that's about it. And yes, this is in a fancy 8mm thing. If it gets annoying, tell me, and I'll stop doing it. Maybe. Anyway, I thought for my first film I picked off something I do really like. I only just saw this the first time a while ago, but it is the 1989 Full Moon Features Puppet Master. Now, was a direct-to-DVD film. Lots of people seem to think it had a theatrical run. It did not. It was always direct-to-DVD. The entire series was, except I think a couple television movies, but mostly straight DVD. There's about 10 of them now. Anyway, this was released by Full Moon Features, company started by Charles Band back in the 80s. They put lots of films. I haven't seen that many, and I'm working on that. I haven't actually seen any of the Puppet Master sequels, but this one's so good, I am probably going to check out the whole series. I know 88 Films, which is an English distribution company, is releasing a lot of their Full Moon Features on DVD. You can already get the first three Puppet Masters, the first three Subspecies films, which is another one I really want to track down, as well as several other films. It's a really good DVD release. You get two audio commentaries, one by Charles Band and the other by Justin Careswell, author of Teenage Wasteland. I really should look up what that is. I don't know. I haven't actually listened to the commentary yet, but I'm sure it's good. There's a great little introduction by Charles Band talking about how this release and the accompanying Blu-ray is a new print they've done from the original Master back, and he's saying it's the best the film's ever looked, especially on Blu-ray. I only have the DVD. Also, 88 Films, and as far as I know, they've done this with a lot of their DVDs. The little feature I like is you get this, which is new cover art. It looks absolutely fantastic. I have to find out who the artist is because it's great. But you get a reversible sleeve where you get the original cover on the inside with, the added exceptions of it says 88 Films at the bottom, and obviously etc. new copyright stuff. But other than that, it's the original image, original everything. As far as I know, it says original cover art. I don't know how original. Was it an earlier video release and based on a poster? But either way, it's a really nice little feature, and I think it's a fantastic thing that movie fans especially will like. Anyway, the film itself, it's about killer puppets, because childhood treasured things made the best horror film villains, don't they? Yes, I am a fan of the Child's Play series. Why do you ask? Anyway, I'll tell you how the intro to the film goes. It's only the first 5 minutes or so, and a little about the rest, but I won't give anything away except maybe there's 5 minutes. So if you do not want to know anything, stop now. But anyway, the film starts in Germany right before World War II. A man, the puppet master, called Audrey Toulon, I think I'm pronouncing it right, and played by William Hickley, is making a puppet. His last one, which is this guy here called Jester, who's really quite cool. You see the stripes there on his face, the lines going across. They spin round and then they stop, and his face is a different expression. And he's finishing that puppet. He says some magic words, brings the puppet to life, and you see there's some other puppets sort of around his room. And we also follow first-person view at first. Eventually we find out it's this other one, Blade, who is, from what I understand, a fan favourite. I think he's one of the few to appear in every film, and he's pretty predominant on most of the video covers I've seen. Where you follow him running through this hotel, avoiding guests, scaring the odd one, while these two guys, long coats, big hats, these two Gestapo goons are walking in. the Gestapo knows that he can bring inanimate objects to life. Well, it's not just puppets, it's established he can, I think, bring anything to life. It's left very vague, and I think that helps the film, to be honest. Anyway, the of course, William Hickley's brilliant in this because you can see how much he cares for these puppets. He treats them like his own kids when he talks to them. It's really quite touching. But anyway, he hides them away behind the wall of his hotel room and shoots himself before the Gestapo people get in. And then we jump 80 years later to the main film, which is about a group of psychics being invited to that same hotel by a former acquaintance, another psychic. And the hotel's actually been closed for renovations. And slowly they unravel the mystery. Main character Alex, I believe, I might have gotten that wrong, sorry, called by Paul Le Mat, is, again, he's really good. He's a really likeable protagonist. You really kind of want him to live. Actually, there's no one really, I mean, there's one character who's sort of let's just say, who's sort of quite nasty, but she's ultimately likeable. You do generally like the character, because generally she's been nasty about someone who none of them liked, and you know this. You see, this guy wasn't a nice person, but saying it to like people who did like it. See the film. I'm trying not to give too much away. Anyway, yeah. Sorry, silence. Ouch. The film I really enjoyed. There's lots of fascinating things like how they actually made the puppets, how they all work differently. Like a couple of them have mouths that move. As I said, Jester spins round, his expression changes. There's Pinhead, who the middle there is actually used as stop motion to move him, an actual puppet, and there's actually, and this is on War the Other, an original making of featurette that's an extra as well, where there was actually a woman who sort of were his hands, and it sort of looked really uncomfortable the way, because she had to sort of like that behind a piece of set with her hands through these sort of gloves for the puppet and a reel and then the actual puppet prop there. But at the end of the film, it looks great. It's fascinating to see them move in these different ways. I mentioned the intro. I think I mentioned there's an intro on the DVD by Charles Band. Yeah, so he said one of my favourite things about it is he's sitting in this room, and it looks like sort of an electrocutioner's chair, but there's like all this Puppet Master merchandise around it. He's talking about how he says something like, back in the day we were low budget, and we're still low budget. I don't know if you can hear it on the DVD, but a police car just drove by. And I love that little touch. You know, a lot of people would have just stopped and redone the whole thing. He basically said, you know, forget it, I'll just be straight with my audience. A police car went by, we are still low budget. You shouldn't mind, because I'm introducing this film and you're going to enjoy it. And I did. I really did. And I think that, and I would recommend it to lots of people, to horror fans, hell, even animation fans, just to see the puppets, so stuff like that. The gore in the film is quite good. I mean, really good. Some of it's quite gory, some of it's left off screen, you just hear the noises, and I'm a big fan of that. You know, it leaves more the imagination. I also think that's a lot more powerful, but sometimes it shows you, and that works as well. Anyway, yeah, I would definitely recommend checking it out, and if you can get the 88 films release, because as I said, they put in all these extras. The film looks great. There's these commentaries, there's a load of trailers for other films they're putting out, the reversible sleeve, so you can have this wonderful new painted art. I think it's painted, but all the original, and a nice little booklet inside that you may or may not read. But as I said, yeah, it's a wonderful little film. I would strongly suggest checking it out, especially if you're into your retro 80s horror and, you know, or your sort of other films. And remember, this was back when direct-to-DVD was good. Well, of course, there's still good direct-to-DVD, but generally you say it now, everyone thinks of Disney sequels, and a lot of the time they're not good. But back in the day, I definitely go check out a lot more Full Moon Full Moon films after this. Absolutely excellent, I think. Anyway, yeah, that's it. Check it out. So, hopefully I'll be doing some more videos like this. I have a lot of DVDs, lots I would like to recommend, so yeah. Catch you later, guys.